Hello, hello, hello out there in Caregivers World. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Caregiving and Sustainability with myself and Dr. J. We are so happy to have you join us today. Um, we're going to be talking about some really hard questions today and hard feelings, hard emotions, and things that caregivers endure, especially for family caregivers, people that are taking care of their loved ones at home. And so, if you have anything as we're going through, if you have any specific topics or questions that you want to post, that you want advice on, or that you want answered, feel free to post them in the comments as you're listening to this live. So I just want to start off by saying thank you all so much for those who are a part of the caregiver support community. Thank you for being a part. I love the fact that you're here, and I hope that you're getting what you need to get from the group. I also like to say that as I've been scrolling through the group lately, I've noticed a lot of hopelessness. A lot of people just feeling like they want to give up, feeling regret for being in the situation that they're in, caregiving, just feeling like they've lost faith. They've lost faith, lost trust, lost support. And so we really want to target those areas today. And we really want to put out some encouragement and some points to help you deal with not just those feelings, but deal better with how you can maintain your sanity while you're caregiving. And I'm just going to be very blunt about it, because you have to be able to maintain your sanity in order to give the proper care to your loved one. Oftentimes, it's very hard to talk about um, what your caregiving situation is like amongst people that have never had to do it or have not been in your shoes. And so it may come off to others like, oh, she's complaining, he's complaining. It's a woe, it's me. They're so negative. They just want to put them away, or this, that, and the third. But there are so many emotions that come along with caregiving, because not only 9 times out of 10, a family caregiver has to restructure their life to take care of someone. They have things that they also give up, sacrifices that they make for the well being of someone else. And those feelings and those sacrifices sometimes don't always feel like they get noticed or that they're appreciated. And that's where sometimes we see people start to build up. They start to build up resentment for taking on the task. So today, as we're talking, Dr. J and I, we're going to be just trying to provide some tips and provide some hope to each and every one of you caregivers. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. J, and we're just going to kind of talk together in a conversation, just about how you're feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And thank you for having me. And greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. You made it here. You made it here. Let's just take a breath right there and give thanks for just the little things. And like my dear sister was sharing, we hear you and the sensitivity around that. We're going to start right there. And this will lead me into self care non negotiables, because the challenges are there. Let's not talk about how we got there into the challenge, but where you find yourself today. I will share just some real hardcore information. And when I say hardcore, that means it will cause you to make a thought provoking decision and challenges around what you will do. I actually had another little list planned today, but I follow definitely the spirit in terms of what is needed for this moment, because I feel that you have quite a few things on your to do list. There are also resources, and sometimes you feel there's no resources, but we want to deal with the encouragement for your soul in the process, because that's the part that's going to get you through. And yes, I have been there on both sides, on all sides of it. And I want to address one of the concerns someone mentioned, that Please don't say another thing about take care of yourself because nobody understands my situation. What that says to me is that you need care the most. Let's pause right there. You need care the most. And on the other side of that in our lives, sometimes when we are going and going and we just feel we're responding, it really wasn't the intended plan. So sustainability will not happen, but a brick wall experience will happen. And a brick wall experience mean you're awakening in life to say, I have to do something because this is not working like this. I have to do something. The other part of this that I must address, and this is just definitely being a woman of faith, you have to approach this from a faith-based space, not a perfect belief, but just enough the size of a mustard seed. You probably can't even see this, and I'm going to tell you why. There is a little scripture that talks about just faith the size of a mustard seed. It is so small that I can't even hardly hold it. But this just gives you an idea of what mustard seeds look like. I'll come up. But sometimes you don't have enough faith in that moment or hope. So this is where your village comes in. And when we talked about having the people around you, because someone else can have enough belief and faith, and we do in this group for you in this moment, we're holding space so that you know that it is possible and there is possibility on the other side. When we had to choose a facility for my father at the time when he was transitioning, I had to be in the midst. What does this look like? Because there's a lot of concern around. They may not offer care like we offer care, but we found the most beautiful, precious place through prayer and then also coming together with our team and just simply saying what is needed. We know what we can do. We know what we cannot do. We know what's bigger than us. What can we do? And I went into this space with my aromatherapy oils and just preparing the music and just really preparing a place of comfort. That was one instance. In providing care for cancer patients, to provide hope, we go in knowing that we have to have a structure in place for sustainability, period. That's the first thing. So, what does that look like? And it doesn't have to look like Sally's or Sue's or Jim's because there's no one size fit all. Everybody's family is different. Your requirements are different. It's what's needed for your family, what's needed for the person you give care for and to. So if you need to grab a journal, if you need to have a pen, we want to write these down, write your vision down so that it's plain and clear, especially if you have to pass it on and say, this is what I need. Don't worry about how it's going to happen yet. Just write down what you need. At the appointed time, it will come to pass. I'm sharing with you what I know. But for those who are believers, that is in Habakkuk, it tells you write the vision and made it plain. Our vision is our long term self care goals and plan for sustainability. What does that look like? I needed to do this for myself. I have one son. I need to do this for those I provide or would like to assist and offer care for. But realistically, I know that I need to have self care non negotiables for myself. I am only as good in the moment of the care that I can provide for myself first. Let me take a breath. Let's take a breath right there. So, as I go about my day and providing care for those who are grieving, providing care for those who may be dealing with chronic illness, providing care for community and education, I know it is not in of myself only to do this. I have to pause, meditate, pray, get out in nature, know that you need to take a meditative walk, but you have to know that it's bigger than you. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us, and we're not a savior. We can assist. That is it. Let's not get confused about that. So I will go over a few little tips with you and you tell me what you're thinking, but that's where we are right now. We want to live and breathe with ease, because it's for a season. Remember, this is an assignment for an appointed time. It is a season. And when you pause and take a moment to meditate, you realize there is grace bestowed upon you for that season. There is ease in that season. Sometimes self care looks like, can you come over and do this laundry while I focus on doing this, or while I just sit and have a cup of tea for a few minutes? It means delegating. It means finding those who can just simply say yes. A friend, she put out an SOS call to those in her circle, but we must maintain hope and faith. And if that's an area that we need to start right there, that's okay. Call or reach out to your group leaders and simply say, stand with me right now, just for a little bit of hope and encouragement.
And not to interrupt you, I just want to
Mhm.
interject right there. When we talk about hope and how
Yes.
we think about, okay, so we have to figure out, how do we get to this place of losing hope? How do we get here?
Right.
And a lot of times, what I find with caregivers is that they arrive at hopelessness because they've had an expectation on how it's supposed to go. All right, I'm going to get mom here. I'm going to get dad here. They're going to be set up in this room. And me and my husband are going to stay over here. There's an expectation. Mom is just going to blend, or dad is just going to blend with the family. They go with the flow. And when they are, when that situation actually happens, it does not go, 9 times out of 10, it just does not go as expected. So in order to, we have to plan for the unexpected. We have to be, we have to plan and prepare and put our mindsets in a place to where we're able to handle, if things do not go the way I hope they will I still be okay? Can I still handle it if it does not turn out the way that I expect? And that alone will put you in a much better place, because hope also deals a lot with trust. And a lot of times we put our trust in our family members being able to help us, siblings jumping in, taking on this project with us, children. And because we've taken it on, we feel like everyone else, we trust that they're going to just follow suit and take it on. And if and when that does not happen, it causes us to lose hope. And so, if I had to say anything to caregivers regarding sustainability, in order to sustain, always prepare for the unexpected, because it may not go the way you want it to go.
Isn't that something? And that is simply how life works. It will not go as planned. There's a
Mhm.
saying, if you want to, right, make God laugh, give him your plan. It may sound good in theory, but then real life happens and kicks in. And being prepared for what that looks like and just going with the flow, that is a very small little word, but it's huge when you talk about being able to flow, go with the flow. And then get back to a place of just simple pleasures of joy. Because right now in this climate, we will have to have healthy coping plans of mechanism of helping, a helpful way to cope, a positive way to cope, a positive way to have moments of joy, moments of going, if it's just watching a movie in your room, what are those simple pleasures and how do we get there? Because this situation wasn't overnight that we find ourselves in. And so working our way around to the thought of self-care and sustainability, well, it's not an overnight quick fix as well. But if you're taking steps in the right directions, that's going to make a difference. The biggest piece, if you do nothing else after this chat today, just start with your mindset. What can you tell yourself different? Your affirmations and your words matter because your body is listening. Your words and your affirmations, the things that you say to yourself every day, It matters. If you tell yourself you can, you can. If you tell yourself you can't, you cannot. Your body and your mind believes what you commit to. So your words matter. So write down just the positive words today. I am well. I am whole. All is well in this moment. Begin to speak those things as though they were. Speak where you're going, not just where you are. Remember just to insert a little faith. Let's talk about what plans we'd like to set up for our parents, or what plans for our children, or plans that we like to see. This is probably the biggest game changer that has been in my life, and that I've taught my son, who's now 18, that he does in his life. But even as in his 18 years, he had to see that, wow, that makes a difference. How I think about this is the first step, no matter how much we know, because what you think here penetrates to the heart and it transfers to the body. And that's the well being around that. Definitely.
Yes, and a lot of times too, just piggybacking off of what you said is when you were talking about your words matter, your body is listening, shifting your mindset, things like that. Our loved ones are dealing with just as much stress as we're dealing with, in the middle of transitions. So they deal with just as much stress and depression because we have to remember that the way we're giving up things, they've had a lot of loss too. So they're functioning out of loss. Sometimes, I've worked with people and they were always angry. The person I was taking care of, they were always angry. And they were angry because they had to, they've had other people in their life pass away. They've had family members give up on them. They've had their health crash. They've had to give up and sell their home, sell their cars, sell all of their possessions to now, go into a facility or to go into, a place of full-time care. And they've lost their ability of independence. So I also think that while we're going through our things as caregivers, that we don't forget, we shouldn't forget to show compassion on our loved ones and what they're also experiencing in the middle of transitions.
That's a very good point. And I would like to say probably the 2 points that I would leave with everyone. One is, let's address how you feel and giving room for that. But what we are saying is, you can't stay in that space, frame of mind. If your moods are low or depressed, because that happens, that's a part of living. One of the things, and you see, and you're probably like, what is that? Is she's burning? Authentic frankincense. It deals with emotional stability, well being. It deals with your meditative time and prayer. It's one that I love for myself in the morning. I have to address, and also in preparation. That's what I use. And then the herbs, you will see that I incorporate that in my daily living. But also, I do that because herbalism is my area that I focus on. But knowing that you can address your feelings or your mood, or if you need more energy, then also we want to address that. Then maybe we have a nice power drink or foods that build up those healthy emotions in the body. Nutrition is also connected to that. And lastly, but not least, there's a beautiful Proverbs that says, he who refreshes others shall be refreshed. So there is a refreshing for you. There is a time of retreat for you. There is something, whether you go to the backyard, the front yard, a room in the home, put a pillow and a mat on the floor, that when you walk by, you know that that's your moment to take 5 to just ground yourself. But wherever you find that, it has to be a part of your plan and of your complete well being. That is a game changer. And in that space, if nothing else, just repeat to yourself, with your hands over your heart or praying hands, all is well in this moment. And take a deep breath. All is well in this moment. And if you even repeat that to those we care for, you're going to notice that they're calm And just like babies, they will respond to the environment and the atmosphere. If the environment is calm, everybody in the house is calm. You control the temperature. If there's angst and anger or hostility, then everyone in the home may experience that. And I share this with you just to let you know this is a gift that we share openly and give to you. This is a gift that we take the time and we pray for and about. No one's selling anything. We're just simply offering the gift of holistic care and well being. And with that, I will say, as you in your home and as you go about your day sharing care and compassion on others, remember it is essential to save a bit for yourself. God bless you, and I have enjoyed this time with you.
Thank you so much, Dr. J, just for coming on once again. This closes out our session on caregiving and sustainability. And so if you have missed the first parts 1 and part 2, you can catch them on the YouTube channel, Caregivers Support Global. I'll also post that link as well so that you can go back in and watch them. But I hope that you all took some points from today, shift your mindset. Remember that your words matter because your body is listening, and always have a time of retreat. As she said, even if it's just a moment of what, even if you just dedicate a time or a space in your home where you just spend, look, I'm spending 15 minutes in here today. I need my 15-minute downtime. Just like you do if you were working an employed job, they have to give you 15-minute breaks and they got to give you a 30-minute lunch. So why not take it when you're at home with your loved one? So that can be your time. But again, if you would like to connect with Dr. J, if you need more tips, or if you need, if you have more questions or things that you don't want to post and you want to do them on your own, her email is ttalkjj@gmail.com. And you all know how to find me, Whitney Rochelle, on all the social media platforms or caregiver support group. Again, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all have a blessed week.